Hi guys, it's Kian. Today I'm going to show you how to pack a BJD head with a face up. So the two heads that I'm going to be packing in this video belong to my client, and I'm shipping them back after I finish painting their face ups. So they will look a bit more like this after I'm done with them. They will be safe and protected for the journey home. So here's what you need. First, the door head, some sheet foams cut into strips, some bubble wrap, a face shield, and of course tape. So let's get packing. First, set your head down carefully on some bubble wrap or some plain white paper to avoid color transfer or damage. Ideally, I try to pack the door at least 1 week after the last MSC layer was sprayed so that the sealant is fully cured and is less prone to rubbing. Next, I will get some foam sheets. Here they are about 2 to 3 cm wide, and you can also just cut them down to whatever size. This is an SD size head. So start by wrapping them from the ear to the chin and then to the other ear and around the top of the head. So the ears and the chin are often where rubbing occurs during shipping, so I use this foam sheet to cover and protect these areas. Tape it down at the end and make sure that this foam sheet is wrapped tightly enough around your head. It shouldn't be able to shift like it is currently, so I had to undo the tape and redo it later. This is too loose. You can see that it's shifting around. So let's retape it. Alright, so the strip should be firmly wrapped around the head and it shouldn't be able to shift around too easily. So that's the first strip taped. After that, take another strip and attach some tape to the end. So this next strip goes across the forehead, and I start by attaching one side down to the first foam strip and then across the forehead, taking care to avoid the eyebrows, and then I secure it on the other side with some tape above the ear as well. And just finish wrapping it around the whole head and add more tape. At this point, do a double check to make sure that the ears and the chin are all still covered, because sometimes they will shift when you are taping the second strip of foam sheet. Alright, let's talk about the face shield next. It's very important to use a face shield for a door that has a face up. So there are different types. These are the ones that my client sent me. And there's also face shields without elastic. So I'm going to use this one that has an elastic, and it's sometimes a bit difficult to get on. It will take some effort. Just be careful so that it doesn't actually scratch the door's face up when you are doing this. But here you might see a common problem. If I just put the face shield directly onto the door, can you see what the issue would be? That's right, the face shield will shift and it may also bump into the nose depending on how much rocking or shifting there is inside the box. So I take it out and I'm going to show you what I actually do to help to avoid this. So the face shield moving can actually cause the nose, the chin, or the eyelash to be rubbed or damaged, which is something that you don't really want. Some people try to put a tissue between the doll's face and the face shield to avoid this, but sometimes the tissue gets caught in the gloss and that might be a whole other kind of trouble to get rid of, so I try to avoid doing that as well. Instead, what I'm doing here is I'm taking some bubble wrap, and I usually like to fold it so that it's about 4 to 5 cm wide, and I just wrap it around the head in the same way that I did for the first strip of foam. So what this does is that it creates a base for the face shield to sit on later so that it's less prone to rocking and shifting around. So about 1 to 2 rounds of bubble wrap around the head should be good enough for a base for the face shield to sit on. Tape it down, and we can try and put the face shield on again. So this is the part where I really dislike having elastics on face shields. But it's possible to do it, just be really careful to avoid snapping the elastic. By the way, if you find this video useful, like this video and let me know. So I'm still carefully, gingerly trying to put on the face shield onto the doll. And by the way, everything here is at real-time speed because I wanted to show you how fast or slow it actually is to do this. So now that the face shield is on, you can see that it is much more secure than it was previously. And the face shield doesn't touch the nose or the forehead or the chin, which is great because those are areas that are very prone to rubbing. It also doesn't shift side to side. So all I need to do now is to put some tape on the back of the elastic. And then to put some tape on the top, the bottom and the 2 sides of the face shield so that it holds onto the bubble wrap. So this is almost at the end of packing a doll already. The rest of it should be relatively simple. And I've mentioned this earlier, but one of the steps that I actually make sure to do, but it's not very visible, is that I try to make sure that the head, after it has had a face up, is left for about 7 days so that the MSC can fully cure before I actually pack it. And this way the MSC is a bit sturdier and less prone to rubbing. So now we are ready to just put the head in more bubble wrap. So everything here is sped up by 4 times because I don't think it needs much explanation. Just wrap the head with bubble wrap and secure it. I always reuse the bubble wrap that the client sends with their heads, so that explains why this bubble wrap has some holes. It's fine as long as there's multiple layers so that they can cover it up. So I also finished wrapping the second head in the same way as I did before. And the last part is to put everything into the shipping box. So the shipping box should be relatively sturdy and big enough to hold all the dolls. I start with a layer of either tissue or wrapping bubble wrap on the bottom, and I'll put the doll in. And I also add in anything else that I'm supposed to ship back with the dolls. And because there are still gaps between the box, the dolls, and themselves, I decided to put more bubble wrap so that they won't shift around during shipping. And then close the box, tape it up, add a shipping label, and these babies are good to go home. So that's how I pack and protect a BJD head with Faceup for shipping. Let me know if the video was useful by tapping the like button, and I'll see you next week for the next video. Alright.